Am I the asshole for reporting a coworker after she called me a diversity hire? I'm a recent grad and managed to get my dream job at a highly prestigious company. The competition was super high, and even now many of my colleagues are extremely ambitious and well-connected individuals from wealthy families. In contrast, I'm a woman of color, of mixed heritage, from a disadvantaged background, and worked hard for everything I have. Recently I was asked by the company if I was interested in being featured in their marketing campaigns and ads. I did several interviews, photo, video shoots and tons of promo stuff. My pictures are on the company website. I have my own page discussing my experience. And I am featured on many of the marketing materials released by the company. I was a little taken aback by the amount of exposure and attention, but figured it couldn't hurt. One of my colleagues is another grad, Susie. She repeatedly voiced her displeasure with the fact I am so heavily featured in marketing. She sarcastically said that I'm obviously the favorite, and that the company doesn't care about her and our colleagues. It almost felt like she was angry and blaming me. It made me feel uncomfortable, and I tried to keep my distance as much as possible. A short while ago she invited me to have lunch with her. I thought this was maybe an attempt to start a new page and finally get along. We talked about our experiences so far, and then she casually said that nobody expects much from me. I was confused, and she said that I'm obviously a diversity hire, so they just want me there to look good. Of course I was shocked and hurt, but I didn't argue with her at all. After lunch I brought this incident up with HR. I made it clear how disturbed I was by those comments. Long story short, Susie was fired. It shocked many of the people I work with, particularly the grads, and caused some drama. Some of Susie's friends have reached out to me and claimed that she's now depressed and at the worst point of her life. I've been told that Susie worked very hard for this opportunity and that I destroyed everything in an instant. They said that I was a complete asshole for taking this to HR so fast instead of communicating with Susie. On the other hand, my friends backed me up and said this was completely deserved. Honestly, am I the asshole in this situation? She wasn't fired for that comment. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Susie knew what she was saying to you wasn't appropriate. She worked hard not only with that comment but other remakes to try to minimize your hard work and recognition. It sucks she was so narrow-minded, but it's a lesson hopefully that she will learn as well as her followers, because microaggressions and passive-aggressive lashing out is something no one has to put up with. Glad your HR department was swift in addressing it. Also, congrats on your success. Do not let anyone dim your flame of success. I have a very controversial opinion. First, not the asshole, and Susie really is for expressing her jealousy that way. That said, I do think you are being used by your company for your race. I absolutely believe you got your job on your own merit. That said, it's very unusual to use brand new employees in marketing material unless they are marketing to colleges specifically. Usually, more expert employees are used to demonstrate the corporation's expertise. Not the asshole. Susie thought you are a diversity hire, and now Susie is toxicity fired. Good luck with your career. Not the asshole. That is called consequences. Some of Susie's friends have reached out to me and claimed that she's now depressed and at the worst point of her life. Sucks to suck. If she hadn't made rude racist remarks, she wouldn't have gotten fired. That's her bad. Not the asshole. This is why there's zero tolerance for racism, and yes, friends will take sides of whomever they're friends with. That's normal. Not the asshole. She is depressed because she is facing the consequences of her horrible actions, not because you destroyed her career. Susie destroyed Susie's career. What is happening is that she got very jealous and, for whatever reason that she has to work through, lashed out at you inappropriately and now is trying to gaslight you into thinking you did something wrong for being offended. This is not right, and the real issue is that Susie, and her gaslighting friends, need to grow up. Hopefully this will be the kick in their pants. Edit. Spelling. Am I the asshole for refusing to be tested to see if my kidney is a match for my biological father? I am a 23-year-old woman who was raised by my mother and her husband, who raised me since I was 4 years old after my biological father worked out on my mother and me when I was a baby. He is my father in every way that matters, and I wouldn't change him for anything. A few months ago my biological father got in contact and wanted to meet. I allowed it and slowly started to get to know him. Mostly because it turns out I have younger half-siblings and I didn't want to cut them off, plus despite it all I wanted to try and understand the why behind him walking out and try to move beyond it. A couple of days ago though I realized the truth behind his reaching out. He revealed he needs a kidney transplant and none of my half-siblings are a match. He wants me to be tested. I was honestly hurt by this as he clearly only reached out to me as a last resort and saw me as nothing more than a backup to try and get an organ from. I've told him I won't get tested, but he is trying to guilt me over his health and my younger half-siblings are begging me to get tested. Am I the asshole for saying no? Not the asshole. You are never obligated to give up a body part. Even if they had always been in your life and were the best parent ever, you would still not be obligated. You are not a repository of spare parts for him. And let's face it, a really caring parent likely wouldn't even ask it of their child, never mind put the pressure on. If you are being pressured too much, you could go to get tested but tell the doctor that you are being pressured into donating so they will report you are not a match. Good luck. Not the asshole. I honestly cannot understand how people just leave their children and then act as if they're entitled to a relationship, in your case, a kidney. I'm so sorry you had to be burdened with this situation. Not the asshole. And if you do get tested to just keep the peace, you can tell the doctor that you are being pressured to get tested and they will mark you as not a match. I have a friend that donated her kidney to her dad and there is a whole process to go through. I believe she had to have 3 therapy sessions to determine that this was really something she wanted to go through. Not the asshole. You can go to get tested, and have the doctor tell your relatives that you're not a match without actually testing you. If you tell them that you're being pressured into it and you don't want to do it, they'll say you're not a match and not a candidate for kidney donation. Your half-siblings, if they would want to donate a kidney, can look into a donor trade so he and someone else can get a matching kidney. Not the asshole. Couple of days ago, though, I realized the truth behind his reaching out. He revealed he needs a kidney transplant and none of my half-siblings are a match. He wants me to be tested. He doesn't want to be a father. He didn't want you as a child. He wants you as a walking sack of convenience. He had his chance to do right by you a long time ago. Now that he needs something from you, it's perfectly fair to say no. You should check out RJUSTNOFAMILY. Not the asshole. He sees you as an organ bank to be ignored until he needs it. Every time he tries to guilt you, maybe you can return the guilt over him literally abandoning his child. Screw this, you are more than an organ farm. Not the asshole. He is a really bad person. Not the asshole. Offer to meet with the treatment team. In private, tell them you're unwilling to donate due to the lack of relationship with bio dad. If they're decent, they'll tell your dad that you are ineligible for donation and that bio dad needs to go on the list. Am I the asshole for telling my mom's family that my mom gave up custody? F16, have cancer. I got it when I was 12 and right after I got diagnosed. My mom brought me to my dad's house and said I needed to live with him full time because she can't take care of a sick kid. They went to court and made the custody arrangement official and I've lived with my dad and stepmom ever since. My mom disappeared from my life after that. She wouldn't call or answer my calls or visit. I didn't learn this until recently, but my mom told her family that my dad and stepmom took her to court and took me from her and now I don't want to see her. I guess making me and my family look like monsters was better than telling her family that she gave her kid away when they got cancer. Now my mom is in the hospital, probably going to die. Her brothers found my Instagram and DM'd me to tell me what happened and to ask me to see her. I said no and they sent paragraphs about how hurt she was when she lost custody and when I said I didn't want to see her and that the least I can do is see her one time before she dies. I said that she was the one who gave up custody and I tried to call her and I begged her to see me but she never wanted to see me or talk to me. That kinda blew up my mom's side of the family. Some of her family members have been messaging me about wanting to see me and they're mad at my mom for lying to them, then some of them are mad at me for turning her family against her while she's in the ICU. Not the asshole. She can live and die with her truth. Block anyone that doesn't support you. Not the asshole. Lies have a way of biting people in the butt. Your mom may be dying, but it doesn't change the fact she's a liar and a bad mother, so if she has to deal with that on her deathbed, that's her own fault. Oof. I'm so sorry you're dealing with all of this. Purple Heart. Not the asshole. She ditched you when the going got tough, you don't owe her shit. Not the asshole. All you did was answer truthfully. All the consequences are solely from her own actions. My advice is to be careful to engage with her family again right away. Perhaps give it a few months and see if they reach out again to try to meet you. I hope that you've beat cancer. Not the asshole. She lied to cover her own ass for being a shitty parent. Why should you feel obligated to lie about that, even if she is in the ICU? That it's blown up on her is her own damned fault. Hugs. To you. Not the asshole play stupid games, win stupid prizes. It isn't your fault she lied to her side of the family, it isn't your fault that people were contacting you believing you were the cause of the separation. You simply told the truth, it is entirely her who turned her family against her. That said, as someone who has lost someone with unresolved business, it might not be the worst idea to go see her. It's not a great regret to live with. And frankly, it'd make you the bigger person. But either way, you are not at fault regardless. I'm sorry you are going through this and I hope it all comes out well for you. Not the asshole. Your mom didn't want to take care of you after your illness and tried to lie about it and have people turn against your dad and stepmother. Not the asshole. Your mom gave up on you when you needed her. She lied to her family to make herself look better and now she's so sad your relationship has been destroyed? You don't owe her anything. She made her bed and now she doesn't get to play the victim when it's too late to make amends. Take care of yourself, and don't let people manipulate you. The only thing you might ask yourself is if you want to see the relatives who messaged with support you since it really isn't their fault. But, in any case, you've done nothing wrong. Am I the asshole for choosing my brother over my girlfriend and not defending her against my friends? BG Info. I'm 21 and my brother Luke is 18. I was always very protective of my brother. He was the accident baby and my parents made sure that we knew he wasn't wanted. We are the opposite, I am into sport and outgoing, he is shy and introvert. So they always criticized him, compared us and everything he did was never good enough. Because of that Luke got more withdrawn around my parents and my family. For my friends, we are a group of 4. I met them when I was between 6 and 10. We became inseparable since then and they quickly took the role of big brother with Luke. So during our childhood it was always me, my friends and Luke. We were the one taking care of him, driving him, cheering for him at competitions, helping with homeworks. Things changed when me and my friends started university. We were less present. With COVID his school closed and his competition stopped. He was alone at home with my parents and it got really hard for him mentally. This year in September I took an apartment with my friends and we changed city. 1 month ago Luke came one night in tears. He came out to our parents the night of his 18th birthday, and it went badly. They told him awful things and still do every day. Apparently they will accept him only if he decided to date a girl to avoid any shame. They also told him I would never accept him and this is why he never told me until now. I never saw my brother that depressed. That night I told everything to my friends. The next day the 3 of them told us that he should move in and they were adamant that he should not pay rent or anything. He is doing home classes. Everything is good and I can see him getting happier every day. Now the issue. I got with my girlfriend 4 months ago and since Luke came living with us she has some complaints. I am too close to him, he is always here, always sad. She says that in front of him. I told her to stop but my roommates told me she still do it when I am in another room. 2 days ago the both of us were watching a movie and Luke was working on the table next to us. She suddenly started talking about her dream wedding and at one point she said, "Luke, if you want to come to our wedding you will have to bring a woman as a date. 2 men together are not pretty for the pictures. You will just have to date a girl, it's not hard." Luke heard and I saw his face crumbled. I immediately asked her to leave and told her I would speak with her the next day. I spent the night recomforting Luke. During the evening she texted my roommates and they all told her that she was not welcome anymore. The next day she and I talked and she told me that it was just a joke, that Luke was too sensitive. She also got mad when I told her that she had to respect the wishes of my roommates, that it was their home too. She then accused me of not defending her, overreacting, being too protective, too close to Luke and not trying to understand her. And #X200B. Edit and update. So I don't really know what to say. I wasn't expecting this post to blow up this much and I am overwhelmed with all the answer and the kind words. I did break up with her yesterday right after this post, and I spent the night with my brother and roommates. That's why I didn't respond to any of the comments. I tried to read some of them and I saw a few questions. I will try to read more today and maybe make an update to explain more and to answer a few comments. Anyway, thank you for all the messages of support and the kind words, it means a lot to us. Not the asshole. You need a new girlfriend. You're a good brother. Luke is lucky to have you. Not the asshole. The next day she and I talked and she told me that it was just a joke, that Luke was too sensitive. The mating cry of the unrepentant asshole. She then accused me of not defending her, overreacting, being too protective, too close to Luke and not trying to understand her. I think perhaps you are starting to understand who she really is." Edit. The unrepentant asshole stems from the "Luke is too sensitive" part. This is how the field biologist separates the girlfriend from a garden variety Schrödinger's asshole, who is either joking or not depending on the observed reaction. Not the asshole. A sibling comes way before a 4-month girlfriend that who the hell knows if you will even be seeing 4 months from now. And why is she talking about some hypothetical wedding? Not the asshole. That's not a joke. That's a horrible and cruel thing to say to a kid currently dealing with rejection from his parents. She also sounds jealous of your brother, which is creepy. Dump the girl, she's cruel and mean. Not the asshole. That wasn't a joke. That girl is a walking red flag. Not the asshole. Bullet. Dodged. You aren't an asshole for standing up for your brother in the moment, but you will be an asshole if you stay with this girl. She wasn't joking. She was testing you to see if you'd let her get away with being her real, bigoted self. Now that she knows you wouldn't, she's trying to hide it under the cover of a joke, while at the same time accusing you of things to deflect from her own behavior and manipulate you into feeling guilty. She is pure toxicity and always will be, and, if you stay with her, she will still be mean to your brother, but she will get sneaky about it and do it when you aren't around while counting on him being too self-conscious to say anything to you about it.